Welcome to the deep dive. Ever wonder why reaching for that top shelf feels, well, like a struggle sometimes?
Or maybe why your shoulder gives you grief during your favorite sport.
Exactly. Today, we're diving into something that might surprise you. The really crucial link between your upper and mid-back, your thoracic spine, and how well your shoulders actually work, especially when you lift your arms overhead.
That's right. We're digging into why having a mobile upper and mid-back is, well, fundamental for healthy shoulders, for pain-free movement, efficient movement.
Reaching, lifting, sports, all that stuff.
Pretty much anything overhead, yeah. Think about it like a chain if one link is stiff.
The whole thing gets stuck. Makes sense.
Precisely.
So our mission today is to really understand how that stiffness, that restriction, actually impacts the shoulder.
Yeah, we'll explore why that thoracic spine, T1 down to T12, base of the neck to the bottom of the ribs,
Right.
why its ability to move is so vital for those overhead actions.
Because it's not just there for support, is it? It's got to move too.
Exactly. It's a huge player in how we move our upper body, but it kind of gets overlooked sometimes.
We tend to focus right on the shoulder joint itself, don't we?
We do. But here's the kicker. A really significant chunk of your ability to lift your arms straight up actually comes from movement in your thoracic spine. Some studies suggest like 40, maybe even 50 degrees of that total range.
Wow. Okay. That's way more than I would guess. Seriously?
Really? So if that area is stiff...
It's not just a tight back feeling. It's actually stopping my arm from going up properly.
You got it.
Nah.
Think about doing an overhead press or, just reaching for a high cupboard. If your thoracic spine isn't extending, isn't moving,
Your shoulder has to force it somehow.
it has to compensate. It's like trying to open a door with rusty hinges. You end up pushing and pulling in ways that aren't ideal.
Okay. Let's break that down more.
Yeah.
How does that thoracic mobility, or the lack of it, actually mess with the shoulder mechanics when we lift our arms?
Well, let's start with the basic range of motion. Imagine reaching up high, If your thoracic spine is mobile, it allows your shoulder blade, the scapula, to glide and rotate nicely on your rib cage as the arm goes up.
Like it's helping the arm reach higher.
Kind of, yeah. It's this coordinated movement. The scapula needs to rotate upwards as the arm elevates, and good thoracic extension helps that happen.
Okay, so stiff upper back means what? The scapula gets stuck,
Pretty much, it acts like an anchor. It limits that smooth upward rotation of the scapula.
and then you compensate.
Exactly. You might arch your lower back way too much. That's super common.
Oh, I've seen that, or maybe felt it.
Right. Or you just strain the muscles around the shoulder joint itself, trying to wrench the arm up there. It's inefficient and, well, it can lead to pain over time.
Yeah, I can picture that strain. Okay, what about posture? We hear stand up straight all
Yeah.
the time. How does the thoracic spine play into that and then connect to the shoulders?
Posture's huge here. Limited thoracic mobility often leads to that rounded upper back kyphosis, technically.
The desk worker posture.
Very much, yeah. And often that comes with a forward head posture, too. Okay.
Now, when you're slumped like that, your shoulder blades tend to sit kind of forward and tilted. The muscles around your shoulders get out of balance, some tight, some weak.
So the whole alignment is off before you even try to lift anything.
Exactly. And that puts way more stress on the shoulder joints and muscles when you do try to lift your arms overhead. It's just mechanically disadvantaged.
So improving thoracic mobility helps you stand taller, which then gives your shoulders a better, less stressful starting point for overhead stuff.
Precisely. A more mobile thoracic spine supports that upright posture. It lets the arm move more naturally, more freely, less strain, better mechanics.
Got it. You mentioned the scapula, the shoulder blade needing to rotate. What else does it need to do, and how does the thoracic spine affect that?
Yeah, the scapula's job is complex. It doesn't just rotate up and down. It also needs to tilt. Anteriorly and posteriorly, think tipping forward or backward slightly.
And it needs to protract and retract, slide forward and backward around the rib cage. All these subtle movements are vital for full, pain-free shoulder motion, especially overhead.
And a stiff thoracic spine messes with all that.
It can, yeah. It restricts the movement of the rib cage itself, which is the surface the scapula moves on. It's like trying to slide a piece of paper smoothly over a bumpy, uneven surface. It just doesn't glide well.
Okay, I see. So a mobile upper back lets the shoulder blade do its complex dance properly.
You got it. It provides a stable but also mobile base. This allows that crucial upward rotation and also a slight posterior tilt tipping backward that needs to happen as the arm goes fully overhead.
And if that doesn't happen?
That's when you can run into issues like shoulder impingement. The space in the shoulder joint gets narrowed and tendons can get pinched. Ouch,
Yeah.
especially overhead.
Right. Okay, it's all clicking into place.
Yeah.
What about the muscles? Rotator cuff, all those stabilizers we hear about. How does thoracic spine health influence them?
Good question. Those shoulder muscles, the rotator cuff, the ones that control the scapula, they don't work in a vacuum. They really rely on the position and stability provided by the thoracic spine to activate correctly.
So they need a good foundation to work from.
Exactly. If your thoracic movement is limited, it can actually disrupt the normal firing patterns of these muscles. It messes up the coordination.
How so?
Well, some muscles might become overactive, trying too hard to compensate for the lack of spinal movement. Others might become inhibited, basically not switching on when they're supposed to.
So a stiff back can literally confuse your shoulder muscles.
In a sense, yeah. It leads to less efficient movement, maybe less control. Improving your thoracic mobility helps restore those normal muscle activation patterns, helps them work together synergistically.
Which means better stability, better control.
Yep. Better control for things like throwing, swimming, lifting weights overhead, even just putting dishes away in a high cabinet, and less risk of straining something.
And that leads right into injury prevention, which you mentioned. How strong is that link? Stiff back equals higher risk of shoulder injury.
It's a pretty significant link, actually. Like we've been saying, when the thoracic spine doesn't move well, the shoulder joint and muscles have to pick up the slack, often in ways they aren't designed for.
Compensating again.
Always compensating. And that extra strain, those altered mechanics, day after day, lift after lift, it significantly increases the risk of common shoulder problems.
Like impingement.
Impingement, definitely.
Yeah.
And rotator cuff issues, even tears over time, because the tendons are under more stress and rubbing where they shouldn't. It's like bending a paper clip back and forth.
Eventually it breaks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So working on keeping my upper back mobile isn't just about feeling better now. It's like preventative maintenance for my shoulders down the line.
Absolutely. It's about building resilience. Reducing that chronic strain on the shoulder complex means you're less likely to develop those nagging, sometimes really debilitating shoulder problems later on. It helps your body handle demands better. Okay, I'm sold. It's clearly important. So the big question, what can people actually do about it? The sources mentioned some exercises, right?
Yeah.
Can you walk us through a few simple ones?
Definitely. And the good news is these aren't super complicated. There are some really effective things you can add to your routine to improve that thoracic mobility and help your shoulders out.
Great. Let's start with the foam roller one. I see those everywhere. How do we use it for the thoracic spine?
Right, the thoracic extension on a foam roller. You lie on your back, roller placed crossways horizontally under your upper back, kind of mid-shoulder blade level is a good place to start.
Okay.
Support your head with your hands. Don't just let it hang back. Keep your knees bent, feet flat. Then just gently let your upper back arch or extend over the roller.
Just a gentle stretch.
Yeah, nothing forced. Hold for a few breaths. Feel that opening in the front and movement in the back. Then you can kind of shift your body slightly, move the roller up or down an inch or two along your spine, and repeat. You're trying to encourage a little bit of backward bending in different segments.
Got it. Feels like that would counteract sitting hunched over.
Exactly what it's good for.
What's next? Cat-cow. That's a classic yoga pose.
It is, and it's fantastic for getting movement through the whole spine, including that thoracic area, which often feels stuck.
So hands and knees.
Yep, start on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. As you breathe in the cow part, you drop your belly, arch your back gently, look slightly up, lift the chest.
Okay.
Then as you breathe out the cat part, you round your spine up towards the ceiling, tuck your chin towards your chest, really push the floor away. Think like a Halloween cat.
Right.
And the key is trying to make the movement smooth and flow through each segment of your spine. Don't just hinge at the low back. Try to feel your upper back rounding and arching too.
Focus on that mid-back movement.
Yeah.
Okay. What about thread the needle? Sounds interesting.
It is. Also starts on all fours. From there, you take one arm, say your right arm, and reach it underneath your left armpit, sliding it across the floor.
Okay, reaching through.
Exactly. As you reach through, you let your torso rotate, bringing your right shoulder and maybe your right ear down towards the floor. You should feel a good rotational stretch in your upper back.
Hold it there.
Yeah. Hold for a breath or two, then slowly unwind back to the start. and repeat on the other side. Great for thoracic rotation.
Rotation seems important too, not just bending back.
Definitely. We need rotation for twisting, reaching across the body, throwing, lots of things.
Which leads nicely to the next one, seated rotation.
Yep, seated thoracic rotation. Good one you can do almost anywhere. Sit tall in a chair, feet flat. Cross your arms over your chest, hands on opposite shoulders.
Okay.
Keeping your hips still, facing forward. Gently rotate your upper body, just your chest and shoulders to one side.
Feel the stretch in the back.
Exactly. Go to where you feel a gentle stretch, hold briefly, then slowly rotate to the other side. Keep breathing. Try to go a little further each time, maybe.
Nice and controlled. Okay, last one. Wall angels. I think I've seen athletes doing these. What's the deal with them?
Wall angels are brilliant because they hit both thoracic extension and that scapular movement we talked about, all while giving you feedback from the wall.
How do you do it?
Stand with your back against a wall, seat maybe 6 inches away. Try to get your low back somewhat flat against the wall. You might need to bend your knees a bit.
Okay, flat back.
Then bring your arms up into a W shape, elbows bent, upper arms roughly parallel to the floor. Try to keep your elbows, wrists, and the back of your hands touching the wall. That's the tricky part.
I bet.
From that W, slowly slide your arms up the wall towards a Y shape, reaching overhead, but only as far as you can keep those contact points, elbows, wrists, hands on the wall.
So don't let them peel off.
Right. It forces good posture and proper shoulder blade movement, then slowly slide back down to the W. It really helps open the chest and gets those shoulder blades moving correctly on a stable thoracic base.
These all sound pretty doable. Good variety too, extension, flexion, rotation.
Yeah, covering the main movements of the thoracic spine.
So just to wrap it all up, we've really seen how important that upper and mid-back mobility is, haven't we? It's not just about the shoulder joint itself.
Absolutely not. That thoracic mobility is fundamental. It impacts your range of motion overhead, your posture, how your shoulder blades function, how your muscles work together.
And ultimately, your risk of getting injured doing those everyday or athletic overhead things.
Precisely. So prioritizing thoracic mobility isn't just fixing a problem, it's building a better foundation for everything your shoulders need to do. Long-term health, better performance.
So for anyone listening who maybe feels that shoulder pinch or just finds reaching up high a bit stiff, it might be worth paying attention to your upper back, right?
Yeah.
Think about how mobile or maybe immobile it feels.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe try 1 or 2 of those exercises we talked about. See if it makes a difference. You might be surprised.
Could be a real game changer.
It really could. And, if you are dealing with ongoing shoulder stuff or you really want some personalized advice on this connection and how to improve things for your body. Yeah.
The source material did provide contact details for a physical therapy clinic, Revo PT Denver. They're located at 2170 South Delaware Street in Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
Their hours are Monday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then Thursday and Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Got it.
You can email them at info@revocdenver.com or call 720-552-6172. They also mentioned they accept Bitcoin, BTC, which is interesting.
Good to know. So options there if people need more specific guidance.
Exactly. Could be a great resource for getting a proper assessment and a plan tailored just for you.
Fantastic. Some really vital connections explored today. Definitely gives us all something to think about and maybe stretch out.
For sure. Thanks for the chat.
Always good. Until our next deep dive, everyone, take care.